Welcome back, everybody. It's Central Valley Talk Live for this Thursday, the final day of June 2022. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. We thank you for joining us. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. Man, we've been live and local since noon today. So many guests as we celebrate what's great about Fresno and the entire San Joaquin Valley. I always say we save the best for last. And my last guest today, give it up for Rodney from
Fresno Skateboard Salvage.
How you doing, brother?
Very good, very good. How about yourself?
Welcome. Very good. You know, 4th of July is Monday, and
but I'm working. I don't know about
you are?
I'm working.
I'm off.
That's good.
I'm off Monday.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah. We're just doing reruns.
All right. Well, okay, but you got to somebody's got to run it. So.
Yeah. We'll work a little bit this weekend. So, okay. Now you've been on before. But for our viewers that haven't seen you, tell us what you guys do.
Let's see. We provide pro-quality skateboards to Central Valley youth who could not otherwise afford it.
It's amazing. Wow.
To get there's a really long journey. Like there's a lot of things we do in advance of that moment. It all began like early on with like the fact that I realized I'm an older skater. That
you're like a Tony Hawk.
Yeah, well, not as good, but not as good. So I'm providing. I would see these young people in the skate park either being turned away because they didn't have a helmet or showing up on ridiculously inadequate equipment. Right. So it started with me asking my friends, "Do you have any surplus equipment?" They gave it to me. Some of it was junk, like totally unusable junk. I saved it. I don't know why at the time, but I saved all the really bad boards. Later, I thought I have an idea. I'll have like 3 or 4 friends paint them like with art. Yeah. I'll auction that art. Maybe I'll make enough money for bearings or whatever. That concept worked so well the first time and then continued to work for a few years in a row with so many incredible, in particular, Tower area artists who were so supportive that we kept going. It just kept going way beyond what I had anticipated. Right. So my day job, I'm a truck driver.
Oh, you
Excuse
are?
me. Okay. I drive a truck locally. I deliver to grocery stores. It is totally unrelated to skateboarding.
Right.
I'm driving by a prison. I'm looking at the prison wondering, because nobody's there with me in the truck. I'm alone. I'm just thinking. And I wonder how many talented men in that place who have time, who would love to help. How could I introduce this idea to these guys in prison? And I knew somebody, Calliope. I'm looking at you. Calliope was working in Avenel prison with a gardening project. So I asked her, how did this happen? How did you get there? What was going on? She said, come with me and I'll introduce you to people. I went with her. I proposed my idea to Dee. She's like just below the warden. And she loved the idea. She let me bring in the project. We had to bring in all the old skateboard decks, of course, all of their art supplies, all their paintbrushes, anything they needed. We brought everything they needed. It went so well, we've been approached by a lot of other prisons, from Sacramento to Tehachapi. But it's hard because we volunteer. Right. But we are now working with Avenel, Corcoran, and Chowchilla Men's Prison. Wow. And more recently, Kings County Juvenile Hall High School, which is like, unfortunately, a mini prison for kids. Yeah, right. And they go to school there. Right. So we have these different groups of incarcerated adults and youth with their art supporting our work. We auction their art. Every single penny is generated buys pro-quality skateboards that we give to underprivileged youth, essentially. I mean, from little towns like San Joaquin and Fireball, Mendota, to we work with like the Boys and Girls Club, or we just worked with, oh my God, sorry. You might have to ask me a question now because I'm getting lost in my thoughts.
No, you're good. Well, I mean, so many different organizations that you're working with. Well, here's a question. When you give that skateboard to that individual,
right?
What's the feeling first from you, and then when you see them?
Well, we're well into the 2000s at this point. It's a lot of skateboards. Sometimes it unfortunately goes without a wash. It's just going to happen with so many. But there's way too many other times I'm fighting back tears in that moment, that I'm driving home crying. Yeah. I just can't believe how many kids we've been able to help.
How many would you say?
Roughly 2,020 kids.
And how long have you been doing this?
6 years.
That's it?
6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been, and it's just,
And it's just kind of evolved and grown, right?
With no expectation in the beginning. No expected. It wasn't supposed to last. Let alone do this much work. Let alone have achieved this much attention for it. I wasn't looking for anything. I'm not like a TV guy. You know what I mean? I'm a skateboard guy. I'm an old man who just loves this stuff.
Yeah. How long have you been skating?
I started when I was 12. I'm 50.
Okay.
So really long time.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm good. It just means I'm totally in love with it.
But you love it. It's your passion.
Right. And this even happened because around the age of 40, I met this other group of guys in their 40s and 50s. They skated every Saturday. They met religiously, and I started meeting with them. And it was like some other guys might go golfing. They might go fishing. They have their club or their like social network. Mine was these men skateboarding. But I felt I can now buy a skateboard of my choosing. I can put the best pads on my body so I don't get hurt. And here I'm seeing children on who the parks were meant for riding garbage skateboards or having no pads or being turned away with no helmet. So I felt like somebody should do something about this, not realizing that to be somebody you just have to do something.
Yeah.
That's it. I just did something and it snowballed.
Right. Be the change that you want to see in the world. It's that easy.
And it kept going.
Amazing. Somebody that's watching right now and they want to help out, whether it's financially or we got a skater that's watching. It's like, hey, I got an old board. You know, how can they reach out to you?
We have an email, Fresno Skateboard Salvage @gmail.com. You could reach us that way. There's a website with a donation link right at the very top of it. There are 3 local businesses that will accept donations of old skateboards of any condition. It doesn't even matter if it's broken. We will take it, have it converted to art. Beautywood Furniture in North Fresno by Home Depot, BBO's Vintage here in the Tower District, and Yoshi Now in downtown Fresno. Are 3 locations that will gladly accept our donations on our behalf. They also carry our shirts for us.
Cool.
And
those are cool shirts, by the way.
Thank you very much. My wife, Dawn,
she's the one that did it.
She designed this logo.
Okay.
Yeah, my original logo was like a bat. It looked like a bat it was horrible. And she's like, I think I know what you're doing. Maybe I can fix it. And
And here you are.
So those locations where you can drop material off, where you can get a hold of us. If there's a kid looking at this and who's like, oh, I could really use a skateboard, it begins with mom and dad. Mom and dad have to email us. We make arrangements with mom and dad. And we'll meet at a skate park or we'll meet in a public parking lot, wherever's convenient and safe for everybody. But we don't meet the youth on their own on an email or a social media message, ever.
Perfect.
We need mom and dad to get involved.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Hey, man.
Great to meet you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Amazing. You know, here at Central Valley Talk, we always say we celebrate what's amazing and great about the San Joaquin Valley, the Central Valley, and you're just one of those things that makes it great.
I love skateboarding and I love the valley.
Right. It's a perfect marriage.
Yes.
So thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Happy
Have
4th.
a good day. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. We will see you next week at CentralValleyTalk.com. Stay safe. Bye-bye.